Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another edition of Throwback Thursdays, and what I have for you today is the Kenner Mummies Alive Fright-Sight Chacal. And before we get into the meat and taters of this review, since I no longer have the packaging for this figure, let's first take a look-see at his accessories, and he doesn't come with jack shit. Okay. Moving on from that, you're probably wondering, Overlord, didn't you finish the Kenner Mummies Alive line? At least what we got over here in the States anyways. Kind of. I actually forgot I had both Fright-Sight, Chacal, and Roth in storage. And while I was cleaning up some stuff in my room this past weekend, I found them. So I figured, what the hell? Getting close to Halloween and everything. Why don't I throw these up for Throwback Thursday, see what they do. See how they do, I should say. And, well, here we are. Granted, I probably could have fit them both in one video because these figures don't have a whole heck of a lot going for them, but you guys know how I like to drag stuff out. So, again, here we are. Taking a closer look at good old Chacal here. This is actually show accurate to a point. I mean, that face I wouldn't say is very show accurate at all, but as far as these clothes go, I do believe Chacal wore these in a few episodes. Excuse me, it's really freaking dry in here because it's a total scorcher in upstate New York and probably the rest of the planet right now. At any rate, a really nice like leather texture on the vest here. I gotta give Kenner some props for that. It kind of reminds me of the Quick Strike Goliath skin texture. Almost feels like that, so that's pretty well done. Other than that, it's just sleeves, pants, shoes. This hat also has texture on it. It's a little beanie there. Excuse me. But as far as articulation goes, his arms do rotate, as do his legs. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Because, well, he is a Fright-Sight figure, and if you're familiar with the Kenner Ghostbusters figures from the late 80s, early 90s, I want to say. I don't know how long the real Ghostbusters thing lasted, but they all had action features where if you pulled down on a lever, something crazy would happen. And this figure's no different because, well, when you push down on his arm here, he does that. Let's do that again. Pretty gory, actually, for a kid's toy. I think give Kenner some props for having the balls to put that out. That's pretty messed up shit, man. I mean, you can see his innards and stuff. It's not a pleasant thing. Not a pleasant thing at all. So, yeah. Pretty grotesque, especially for a kid's toy. But I like it. I think it's cool. But other than that, this figure literally does not have much going for it. So unless you're a completionist with this line like I am, even still, I think I got this in a trade box from one of my buddies online here. I can't say I'd recommend these, though I do think they are probably the cheapest figures in the Mummies Alive line, just because there isn't a whole heck of a lot going on with them. But I could be wrong. That said, there was an Armand released in these Fright-Sight figures, but fortunately he is one of the many figures that was released overseas and outside the US, much like the regular Nefertina, the Ramses/Presley figure, Sorcerer's Scarab in his robe, Pippin, the snake biker guy. I think there was some other figures that were released outside the US that we never got here, which sucks, because, well, I would have liked to have had some of those, you know. I really like this show, and would have liked to see this line go a little bit further, at least into Wave 2, because Wave 2 had some of the characters to help kind of round things out, in my opinion anyways. So, with that being said, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's our Fright-Sight Chacal next to his standard release from the Kenner Mummies Alive line. Ironically, the standard release of Jakal, when you think about it though, is a little bit more deluxe than the one with the actual action feature because he comes with all this clip-on armor. That said, it does appear that the armored up Jakal here is ever so slightly shorter than the Fright-Sight Jakal, so that is interesting. And last but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legions, Brother Mandibulus, Livid Spawn, who as usual, towers over everyone. So with that being said, time to wrap things up, some final thoughts. Overall, and if you can find good old Fright-Sight Jakal here for a decent price and are a completionist with this Kenner Mummies Alive line like myself, then yeah, I'd say he's a definite pickup. He's a super fun figure, pretty gruesome, but again, I gotta give Kenner some props for having the balls to put this out because yeah, this is pretty gruesome, and this is a feature that we don't see very often these days, probably because a lot of kids are pussed the hell out, let's be honest here. But as far as recent years are concerned, Hasbro has re-released some of the Kenner Ghostbusters stuff, and I believe Bandai has put out some Stranger Things figures with similar action features to this. Granted, they are not as gruesome and grotesque as Jakal here, but hey, it's better than nothing, and maybe someday kids will grow a set and we'll get really awesome action features like these again. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition of Throwback Thursdays. If you are so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. If you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when, what is wrong with kids today? They need to grow a pair. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.